Hi, I'm Alan for Shedhorn Sports. Part 2 of the Browning X-bolt Long Range Hunter. We'll be shooting this rifle at 100 and 500 yards. See how she does. These segments were shot over 2 different days on 2 different ranges, and you'll probably notice that in the video. But we're going to start with the 100-yard range, and we'll get on that right now. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, shooting at the public range presented several challenges, but we got through it. But more amazingly is how well this rifle shot. So let's look at the target here. So you can see the Hornady 162 grain SST, 2 groups here, 0.608, 0.787 for an average of 0.697. The Berger 168 grain VLDs, 0.546 and 0.960 for an average of 0.753. These are both hand loads, both doing right at 3,000 feet per second. The Nosler Trophy grade 160 grain AccuBond factory load, 0.947 and 1.417. Actually, these were both really good groups for that ammo. Earlier on shooting the gun, getting it sighted in, they didn't shoot nearly that well, so it's tightening up as the barrel breaks in, I assume. We'll now move to the Burbach range and shoot 500 yards and see how she does. This should be interesting. Now we've already shot this gun at 100 yards and you've seen the results. We're now going to shoot this at 500 yards, see if we can ring the gong, okay? This should be fun. Well, this is the result of the 168 grain Berger shooting out of the Browning X-bolt Long Range Hunter and 7mm mag. These are doing about 3,000 feet per second. We have 3 hits here, and that's going to equal, I didn't bring a tape measure, but that's looking right around 5 inches, maybe slightly less if you go center to center. All in all, very good results. Kind of trying to shoot in between the wind here. The wind's not real bad, but we get these little gusts coming from 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock, but still not bad at all. So we're going to go back and shoot the Hornady 162s and we'll see what happens. Okay, now here, this is the Hornady SST 162 grain. These also are doing about 3,000 feet per second. And boy, we got 2 right up here where the Bergers were, stacked up almost just like them. and it ended up down here. I really didn't expect it down here. I expected it right in here somewhere. So you got about an 8-inch group there. Still not bad. That's a dead animal for sure. But there we are with the Hornady 162 grain SSTs. Now we've got some Nosler 160 grain AccuBonds in a factory load that we're going to shoot. They don't shoot quite as well as you probably saw earlier as the Berger and the Hornady, but we're going to try them and see if we can get them on target. Well, here's our 500-yard results of the Nosler AccuBond. I had 3 rounds and I couldn't get any of them to hit the target. And I don't even know where they actually impacted. We've looked around, but we don't find a bullet strike anywhere. There's a few things I'll tell you about the gun when we get back to the studio. But needless to say, a little disappointed in the Nosler factory loads, but this gun just doesn't shoot them as well as it does the hand loads. Not to say that they won't be awesome in another gun, but in this particular rifle, the Nosler hasn't been up to par with the Berger and Hornady. But anyway, so let's back to the studio, and we'll we'll talk about a few other things.
Let's talk briefly about the Huskema scope that we used. Very impressed. Very impressive scope, super clear. The adjustments on this scope are great, fantastic. We punched in all our data onto Hornady's ballistic program. We took the results, we dialed it in, and that's what we shot our 500-yard target with. And as you saw, the Berger and the Hornady bullets both were impacting right on target. I don't know where the Nosler went. We had an extremely limited supply of that, so we weren't able to figure it out, so we just shot it the way it was. We dialed it in. It didn't go where we wanted it to, but you know, that's how it is sometimes. The adjustments are very precise. You want to move this 3 minutes of angle, 9 clicks, you're there. This has 3rd minute clicks, but very precise adjustments, both in elevation and windage. Had no trouble moving the crosshairs where we wanted it to go. The crosshair inside, or the reticle, is very thin, makes it great for long range shooting. It doesn't cover up the target. I do question how would that be in thick timber or in dark timber if you were hunting elk. It has some windage standoffs, some minute of angle windage standoffs on the side, which could be very helpful if you're shooting into the wind. Side parallax, which gave me a little bit of trouble. It works great. It's just, it tends to turn a little easy, and I found myself knocking it out of focus on several occasions. I wish it was a locking focus. That would be my only suggestion to that. Other than that, the scope was awesome. Truly awesome. Something else that very few people talk about is we put quite a few rounds through this gun, getting a feel for it. The trigger at 3.5 pounds, this gun would be awesome with a 2.5 pound trigger. We may do it at 3.5 pounds. If it were mine, I would lighten it up. Cleaning the barrel on this thing was quite surprising. We put close to 50 rounds through it before we cleaned it, and we got a lot of fouling out. But by 8 patches, it was clean, which shocked me. We got a lot of fouling and then nothing. I really liked the fact that it cleaned up really fast. 8 patches and I was done. So that was really surprising. Just thought you might want to know. So all in all, very high marks. It's a great gun. Good shooting. I wouldn't hesitate to own one. A do-all gun. Light enough to pack anywhere. Powerful enough to shoot anything. And is accurate enough to shoot as far as you want to shoot. High marks, great gun. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm Alan for Shedhorn Sports. Until next time, have a great day.